Boy, this was a nice, peaceful morning. It's probably about 4 o'clock in the morning now. That radio call maybe get up, decided to change the course a bit, just the course, and also I'd probably turn down the radio a bit. Um, it's been wonderful. Left Crescent City 20 hours ago. The sea's been flat. The winds have been less than 10 knots, or let's say less than 12 knots the whole time. We've had a gentle motion on the boat. Pitching has only been about plus or minus 1 degree, which isn't bad. Rolling's been about plus or minus 5 degrees, which is also pretty nice. I mean, it's just beautiful conditions. We've had fog on and off all night. The one thing about driving at night in fog is that it makes you even more reliant on the radar, because at least at night you can see lights of other boats at night, whereas in fog you can't see anything. So you really sort of have to have your face looking at the radar often and make sure your radar is adjusted accordingly. But we've had a nice day. The day was so good that I'm thinking that if we keep on at this pace with these conditions, we can be in Astoria in a little less than 30 hours. So I'm just looking forward. I'm just really happy, and everything's going really well. Now this video is from inside the pilot house, and it's about 19 minutes of this, pretty much the same view. You'll see it get brighter outside. You'll see me change over to the day screens. I also adjust the autopilot at some point. I adjusted the counter rudder. I'm not sure why at this point I did that. It was nothing really necessary. It was just me sort of tinkering with things. The next video is about 10 minutes, and this shows the outside, the sunrise, and our flat seas with some patchy fog. So they're just sort of peaceful videos. I'm not going to bother with the soundtrack on these. I'd like to get these uploaded, and if you enjoy these kind of videos, please leave me a comment. If you'd rather have me edit them more, and rather have me just sort to the important parts, leave me a comment about that. I'd really appreciate your comments, because I'm new at this, and clearly I don't know what I'm doing. This is my chart, my Coastal Explorer. I'm running CMAP. It's just a regular Samsung 24-inch LCD monitor. And this box on the left is all my Maritron data. The top row gives me wind direction, wind speed, and then the angle on the boat that the wind's hitting the boat, and the apparent wind speed on the boat, and then the barometer, temperatures, and then below that we also have the pitch on the left, bottom left, the roll on the bottom right, and in between the speed through the water, or the speed over the ground, and then the speed through the water. I like the Maritron data because it gives me an idea of what's really going on in the boat. Well, I mean, or I should say what's really going on outside. And, it also gives me an objective way to measure things. So when I say things are bad, I can really see, things were bad or they weren't. In this case, if you look at on the lower left corner there, you look at the pitch. We had, a couple hours of a little pitchy ride. But for the most part, it's been really quiet. The roll, that's almost no roll at all. 5 degrees each side is pretty much normal. And a boat will do that, in almost any kind of wind, unless you're on the ICW or something. You see the winds here are light, and also they're actually they're northerly, but they're only 4 or 5 knots, which again has contributed to our nice ride. And this is one of the reasons why I was hoping that we'd be able to, make it to Astoria. I noticed I changed the counter rudder a little bit. It was probably 7 and I turned it to 6. I'm not sure why I did that. This is my ComNav Autopilot. I love the Autopilot. It handles big seas, small seas. It handles anything Mother Nature can throw at it extremely well. At least on this boat, it's just been great. The sea state is a little disingenuous though, and it's a little confusing. Sea state 1 in the book basically means flat seas, whereas it goes up to sea state 9, which is like big seas. But really what it's doing is it should be called sensitivity, because sea state 1, it'll be most reactive. So the slightest changes in heading, the autopilot will react. I like that. And I pretty much keep it on sea state 1 all the time. Sometimes I put it to 2 or 3. I never have it go higher, because what I found is in the worst seas, the autopilot, as soon as the boat starts, as soon as the stern, especially with a large following sea, as soon as the stern starts trying to come around, this autopilot will react. It reacts quickly, it reacts correctly, and it pretty much keeps us going in the same direction. So I keep it at its most sensitive, and I like it that way. It's extremely effective. Well, you can see it's getting brighter outside. You can see my head. I'm on the far right of the screen there. That's my head. I'm reading my book or something. Not much happens. Next 3 minutes, you'll see it get brighter, and then in about 3 minutes from now, we're gonna change scene, and I put the camera on the outside for about, I think, for about 20 minutes, and that's going to be the end of this video. Nothing really happens, but this is cruising on the ocean. Again, thanks for watching. This video is going to end in about a minute. The next few hours were roughly the same. Sad to say, it only lasted another few hours. Please leave your suggestions, comments. I really appreciate these suggestions, comments. Thank you for your time, and like the video. Bye-bye.